The old train station hummed with life. Every morning, the whistle blew, the trains roared, and passengers hurried across the platform. But amidst all the movement, one figure remained still, a golden dog sitting patiently by the third bench, eyes fixed on the tracks. His name was Max. No one knew where he came from. Some whispered he had been abandoned. Others thought he belonged to a passenger long gone. The truth was simple. Max was waiting for someone. Years ago, Max had a home. A kind man had found him as a shivering, wet puppy on that very platform. He wrapped him in his coat and said softly, "You're safe now, boy." From that day, they were inseparable. Max followed him everywhere, through streets, fields, and along the platforms. Each morning, he would watch the man board the train for work, and every evening he would greet him with joy. Then came the day the man had to travel far. He knelt beside Max, stroking his head. "Wait here, boy," he said gently. "I'll be right back." Max barked once, tail wagging, as the train doors closed. But that time, the man never returned. Days became weeks, weeks became months, and still Max sat by the platform. Through rain, snow, and sunshine, he never left his spot. Station workers noticed him first. The conductor brought him food. The flower vendor placed a bowl of water by her cart. Travelers stopped to pet him, some taking pictures, others shedding quiet tears. Max became the heart of the station, a symbol of patience and loyalty. One winter morning, a little girl approached him. She knelt beside Max and whispered, "You're waiting for someone, aren't you?" Max nudged her hand, wagging his tail faintly. She smiled and waved as her train arrived, and Max watched until it disappeared down the tracks. Seasons changed, and Max aged. His fur grayed, his steps slowed, but he never abandoned his vigil. One stormy night, the snow fell thick and cold. Max huddled beneath the bench, shivering. The next morning, the flower vendor found him half buried, barely moving. She wrapped him in her shawl, murmuring, "You can't stay out here forever." But, as evening fell, Max limped back to his familiar spot. He sat down, staring at the horizon, the station lights casting a warm glow on his fur. He would wait, no matter how long. Then, one golden afternoon, everything changed. The 4:15 train arrived. Brakes squealing, doors sliding open. Passengers poured out, but among them was the man. Older now, grey-haired eyes searching the station. He paused, scanning the crowd. Max lifted his head. Recognition flickered. He took a few tentative steps, then ran, full of joy and relief. The man dropped his bag and knelt, opening his arms. Max pressed his head against his chest, tail wagging uncontrollably. Tears streamed down the man's face. "I came back, boy. I told you I would," he whispered. They went home together that day, to a warm house with a crackling fireplace and quiet sunsets. Max no longer waited by the platform. He lay contentedly by the man's feet, breathing softly, sleeping deeply. Life slowed. The man grew older, Max even older. Their walks shortened, but their bond remained unbreakable. The man would often look down at Max and smile. "You waited a long time," he'd say, "but you never gave up." Max would wag his tail, eyes gentle, full of meaning. One morning, the man did not wake. Sunlight filled the room. Max sat beside the bed, nudging the man's hand. He stayed there all day, silent, faithful, patient. Waiting was all he had ever known. They say that on quiet nights, when the last train leaves the station, a faint golden shape can be seen by the third bench. A dog, sitting calmly, watching the tracks. And if you listen closely, sometimes you can hear a soft bark echo through the wind. True loyalty never ends, it only waits.